Alright, today we are going over a review. It is actually just a secondary copy of the test that you're about to take. So, the first three questions here, you will not use your calculator on. No calculator on the first three questions. So, question one, what type of correlation is found from the scatter plot? Okay, you have two options. It's either positive or negative. So, as we move from left to right, we can clearly see that our graph is trending upward. So that would be a positive correlation. As you interpret the graph, as your ages increase, your hours spent reading will also increase. Now, if it was going down to the right, that would be a negative correlation. I'm going to give you a hint. On your test, it's either going to be positive or negative. It will not be no correlation. Next, does causation exist? The root word of causation is, of course, cause. And you have to ask yourself, does this cause that? So, does your age cause you to read more? No. No causation. So I'm going to say no, and this is the one that I really want you to explain, because if you don't explain, it's definitely wrong. So, no, age does not cause you to read more. The way that I think about this one is, I don't like to read. So, the older I get, I'm not going to read more. I like listening to podcasts. So, some people, if they like to read, there's only so many hours in the day. So, next, number 3. Is the data discrete or continuous? We have dots. The answer to number 3 is always discrete if you have dots. So you'll write discrete, and your explanation is simply dots. You can also say gaps in information, missing information, stuff like that. Next, we're going to go down and do the bottom half. Now, the bottom half, you don't have a table this time like you had on your quiz. So what I am going to do is I need to take a table. Now, I'm all about making sure you don't make silly errors. So I'm going to count up how many points I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I have 6 points, I should have 6 x's accompanied by 6 y's. So point number 1, over 2, up 1. Make sure you go over first. Always over first. Over 2, up 1. Next, over 5, up 2. Over 6, up 11, over 10, up 8, over 14, up to 15, and then 16, 9. Double check your points when you do them. If you miss a point, or you write the wrong point, the whole bottom half is going to be wrong here, and you don't want that. Okay. So, let's go ahead and get a quick refresher on the calculator. You're going to be on the main menu. You're going to go to the top right corner, which is a new document. You're not going to save. Then you're going to add a calculator. Once you're on the calculator, you're going to go to Menu, Statistics, Stat Calculation, and we want MX plus B. When you type in your points, remember you always have to hit Control, close parentheses to get the braces, also known as curly brackets. Take your time. You don't want to have to redo this part. It's not fun. Go down to Y's, Control, close parentheses to give you the braces once more. 1, comma 2, comma 11, comma 8, comma 15, comma 9. Once they're all typed in, I have 9 x's, I have 6 x's, I have 6 y's, so I'm happy. I'm going to go down and hit OK. And then we're going to be given a bunch of information. So, your y-intercept is always what letter? It's going to be your b value. So, b equals about 1, I'm going to call it 1.4. My y-intercept is 1.4. Next, your slope is always your m value. Slope in this scenario is 0.71. So notice, B and M, they're not in the normal order. We did that for a purpose. We want you to think. So look at M. M will go in front of X. B will go at the end by itself. So just know, you more than likely on the test are going to swap those. So Y equals 0.71X plus 1.4. Now, correlation coefficient. A lot of people are writing positive and negative there, or weak or strong, or things like that. I want to know what the R value is. Just to let you know, you'll never use R squared. So in this case, your R value is 0.72. Our magic number to decide whether it's strong is going to be 0.8. It could be a negative 0.8 or a positive 0.8. Remember, the negative simply tells us what direction it goes in. So, is that less or greater than 0.8? It's obviously less than, so it would be weak. If this number said 0.9, it would be strong. If it said negative 0.9, it would also be strong. Remember, negative. All that negative tells us is what direction it goes. If it's positive, we know we're trending upward on our graph. If it's negative, we know we're trending downward on our graph. Okay? Now we have to make a prediction. So what we're going to do is, we need to add a page. We need to add a graph. So Control, Document. Because it says plus page right above it, you're going to go down, you're going to hit Graphs. It says F2. If I click up, there's the equation, and it says F1. A lot of people are messing up here. Once you see the equation, you have to hit Enter. If you don't hit Enter, it's not going to graph it. All right? Next, there's two ways to go about it. I'm going to teach you the easiest way. The easiest way to look up when it's a nice whole small number is just to hit Control T. So we want to know, when you're 15 years old, how much reading should you do? So if I go down to 15, it tells me 12.04. So I'm going to say about 12 hours of reading. 12 hours of reading. So that's the stuff that was on your quiz that you took already. Now we're going to do the additional stuff that you learned in your lesson that you watched the video last time. I hope you watched it. If you were absent, you might need to watch that video at home. But it's pretty easy stuff. First off, it wants to know your domain. And it also wants to know your range. Notice that domain and range are in alphabetical order. X and Y are also in alphabetical order. Your domain is always your X, your range is always your Y. So the first thing, let me know all the given domain. You have to do the curly braces, or you got to do the braces. If you don't do the braces, you're going to get points off. So that's the first thing I'm looking for. The second thing is I want you to list out all the X values for domains. So I would say 2, 5, 6, 10, 14, 16. If at any point you have an X repeat, do not write it again. Remember, simply put a dot over the top of that number so you know. You don't want to rewrite numbers on here because we'll also take points off for that. For your range, we want the Y values. You're going to put your curly braces again. You want us to know that you're forming a list. That's what the braces do. They tell us you're forming a list. Ideally, you would put them in numerical order. So 1, 2, 8, 9, 11, 15. If any repeated there, you do not write them twice. And lastly, is the given data representative of a function? So the definition of a function is if none of your x's repeat, which they do not, you have a function. So yes, I have a function, and your explanation is x's don't repeat. Now, if your x's do repeat, you're going to circle no, and your explanation is x's repeat, or you can tell me what number repeats. We do not, when we're talking about a function, your y's are allowed to repeat. However, the x's are not. Good luck on your test.